If you follow me on any of the various social media platforms, you may have noticed I've been a little bit quiet of late, and that is likely to continue or be somewhat sporadic updates. As of Saturday, 2 days ago now, Mum's been in hospital. Long story short, not in ICU, she avoided that, so that's good. Not out of the danger zone yet, but let's just say that her chemotherapy is not exactly agreeing with her, so it's a bit of a trying time. I was going to do an yes episode, but I'm not going to now. They won't be cancelled or anything, they're just not a high priority at the moment. I will still be out here doing stuff, but mostly stuff to distract me more than anything, and the yes episodes aren't really what I feel like doing for that sort of thing. I'll do something a little bit more therapeutic. Following on from that, I talked about the guild, or the Wood Knight Guild concept last week. That will be put off, let's say, until late this year, next year, before I make any real decisions about that. I've been building a new website with that concept in mind. So I looked at a bunch of different web hosts and different software packages around that, and have settled on WordPress because that's what I'm already on and will do exactly what I want relatively easily. If you're interested in that sort of stuff, it is specifically WooCommerce and WooCommerce membership, and then I'd be looking at Vimeo for the video hosting portion of it. It's just so relatively inexpensive and straightforward, and does stuff that things like Squarespace or Wix or Weebly just don't do. So that would be the way to go with that. On that guild concept, the guild, the name, the word guild is probably a bit of a, wouldn't say misnomer, but it does convey perhaps the wrong message. I don't know what the original Wood Whisperer Guild setup was, whether that was more a correct name for that. But in this case, I'm not saying it would be a subscription type service, but you'd pay for X and you'd get X. So if you pay for the plans, or the class for, let's say the board game cabinet, you'd get the board game cabinet plans, as well as anywhere between 3 and 6, 10, I don't know, videos on building that. So it'd be much more in depth. It'd cover different tools and techniques for each part of it, alternative ways you can do different things, go into more of the whys rather than just showing you how it's done. I do like the idea of a guild or class or whatever type scenario, but at this stage there's a little bit too much going on. In the last video, William pointed out that Mark does have the advantage that he can ask people what they're interested in and get a better feel, because he knows that community a lot better. And William is quite right. I'd be drawing from a smaller audience that I don't know as well. I haven't got to know people over as many years as what Mark has, so yes, I would be at a disadvantage from that. From that point of view, I think I would still just go with what I want to build, produce the projects, and if people want to sign up, great. But as I said, I'm not super in a hurry to do that. Related to that, I did mention the board game table. I probably wouldn't do a guild build for that because it's going to be too similar to Mark's one, perhaps. And I certainly don't want to step on anyone's toes, because I mean, if I'm learning it from Mark, that'd be just a bit of a jerk move. That being said, the design we've come up is aesthetically and structurally different to Mark's, so I could probably get away with part of it, but at the same time, a lot of the techniques I'll be using are the same. So I might do a shorter form video, so 10 minutes or under, maybe highlighting some of the things that I'm doing considerably different, and then fast forwarding or going at a faster pace throughout the parts that I'm doing the same. As I said, I'm not going to step on anyone's toes. And Mark absolutely deserves customers, or whatever you want to call it, for that guild build, and most likely all of the others, because they are really excellent. I can't stress that enough. The gaming table build is an excellent series, and even though my table will be considerably different, I've learned a crap ton from his videos. Final thing is more cheerier. I have got a video light. I picked up a Yongnuo YN300 Mark III from eBay. That's what's lighting my face at the moment. Probably I'm squinting a lot because even though it's on, I think 5 out of 100, it is really bright. And you can see that I've got 2 lights up there. I've got sufficient lighting in here, but the problem with overhead lighting and nothing at my face is that when I turn it off, you can see that a lot of shadows are cast on my face. So the extra bit of brightness can highlight the subject. And in here there are a few machines that cast their own shadows, so it can highlight those spots a little bit better. CNC is one good example, the bandsaw is another. Can be used at the lathe. It's a really compact light, I'll get that down. So it's this guy here. This can be battery powered or 12 volt 5 amp power source. So it uses the Sony NFP style battery. Fairly ubiquitous in the video making world. And so far, really happy with it. It does get extremely bright. So that's one. I'm going to close my eyes because I'm not going to be able to see. That's one. Oh goodness, that is bright. I think that's at full power. Oh man. So really happy with that. I got the single color version. There's 2 versions of it, one with half of the LEDs being 3300K and the other being 5500K. I got the 5500K version, and I probably will pick up a second one. So light the subject and light the background or spotlighting, that sort of stuff for a little bit more interest. Though for now, just the one light is good. So that's what's going on with me. There will be projects coming out this week on my main channel because I've finished the project. I just need to find the time to edit it. But after that, they might be a little bit more sporadic for a couple of weeks while we get all the family health stuff sorted out. Thanks for watching.